Hello there. Alright, we got some new Helldivers content that dropped earlier this week, so me and my buddy are taking the fight to the bugs this time around, trying out some new tools of destruction to face the enemies of managed democracy. And this mission here was very hard. And it inspired me to talk to you all about something that nobody really likes to talk about. Losing. Not the close calls, not the near misses that make for great highlight reels, the missions that just eat you alive. This is one of those missions. I've been honest with you throughout this whole series so far about the dark nights, not Batman, the dark nights of me being alone. The therapy sessions, the moments where I almost didn't make it back. So I'm going to be honest about this too. I brought the wrong gear. My buddy probably brought the wrong gear. We had a plan. We had experience. Shoot, look at our levels. We haven't touched grass since the game came out. We have the experience. And we still got humbled. And you see me here debating over what kind of stratagem I'm going to bring with me. And I ended up going with the classic crowd control. Have a little gas barrage, maybe a little eagle strafing run just in case I get overwhelmed with something. And then you see me hover over, belt-fed grenade launcher maybe for crowd control, or maybe we do the old recoilless rifle. You can't go wrong with that. Yep. Trusty old reliable. And I was like, let's see if the maxi gun is still worth taking on the bugs. Just sheer firepower. And then the new mech, the lumberer. Just for some hard anti-tank. See what happens. And brought the wrong loadout, brought the wrong gear on this one. I had my doubts coming into it, but that's part of the process. We wanted to both be hard anti-bug, anti-mob. We wanted to quell the hordes of bugs that were going to be coming at us. And these little guys are on crack. They run fast now. On this particular sub-faction of the bug menace. So
engaging orbital thrusters.
We had a plan and we got humbled, and that happens in life too. You can prepare, you can plan, you can do everything right, and the world still throws everything it has at you when you have nothing left to counter it. My dad left when I needed him most when I was a teenager. My mom went to jail when I was just a kid. The person I loved most for 9 years left me for someone else multiple times. Despite everything I gave that I tried to give to that person. I prepared for none of those things. I tried to prevent all of them. And I still ended up alone. Sad, broken. Some missions just go that way. The question is, what do you do when you realize you're already in it? That it's too late to turn back, that you're dropping down onto a hostile planet full of enemies whose sole purpose is to end your existence. What do you do when you've gone too far? Well, some say you give up. There might be an instinct to give up, to run away, to avoid. That's a fair instinct to have. It's a fair fear to have. But, as Frank Herbert in his good book Dune wrote, fear is the mind killer. So, the harder thing in life is to face it, to drop down on the planet anyway, and make the best of it. So, that's what we're gonna do. Things are about to get a lot harder here if the game ever loads up. There we go. Somebody must have been rocking a regular hard drive and not one of them standard solid state drives. So here we are, coming in kind of peaceful. Off rip, we're gonna mess up our stratagem input a few times. Just fat finger the crap out of all that. We're gonna get our stratagems in. We're going to be calling in our minigun, as well as the new mech, the lumberer. Going to give it a shot here. We have our ally calling in another one. Looks like we're getting confused as to which lumberer was called in by who. Impaler. Gonna take a couple of pot shots at their mech here. Spore spewer off in the distance, making it pretty hard to see things. Alright, get rid of that. Okay, okay. And here she is, Lumberer, the walking fortress of mechanical destruction. Absolutely ripping that Impaler. Let's rip a couple of chargers here, hopefully, if we can get through the invisible walls. Light up some bugs here. Hopefully, nothing will be able to stop me here, except some invisible walls again. Take out this charger, hopefully, maybe, one day. There we go. Okay. People taking, bugs taking pot shots, I guess. And a bug breach. Lovely. Okay, new mech feels good. Feels good. I'm gonna warn my buddy here. There's a warrior coming up on the side. Nice little dodge. Whoop! Nothing I can really do to help, unfortunately. It's either I light him on fire or put a giant round into that thing. That oh, here's the Bile Titan. Go ahead and take that. Ah, my flamethrower. See if I can at least get this Bile Titan. And then, okay, that charger's doing weird stuff. Ah, 2 more chargers. Okay, okay, okay. Well, there goes that. You feel unstoppable in those things until you get stopped. So this is when the mission is starting to show its teeth here. No more lumberers for any of us. Got an Impaler off in the distance. See if we can rip this up here. We have my oh crap button, as I call it, the Eagle strafing run. Just absolutely rips things on all fronts. You love to have it. Love to have it on you. Never leave home without it. Kind of digging myself quoting that American Express commercial. Wasn't it American Express? Oh, I digress. So what do I want to talk about? You know what? Screw it. Let's talk about relationships. If you've watched my other videos, which maybe you have, maybe you haven't, it's still a new channel, so I don't expect anyone to listen to any of my yammerings, but I talk about it a little bit in my other videos. I've come a long way, but it was a very long relationship I was in. I was in a relationship for about 9 years with the person, and it was just like in the movies. It was love at first sight. And I think if you were to ask her, even today, the love that we had for each other, that was never the problem. That was always there. But about 2 years, and we moved incredibly fast. You know, we fell head over heels in love with each other, and we wanted to spend every waking moment with each other. And so they got a job offer right when they finished, before they finished college, and she asked me to move out of state with her, and I had never been out of the state of California, so it was scary for sure. But my mom always told me, go out and see the world, do the things that I couldn't do. And I was like, oh, all right, yeah. So I saw this as an opportunity for progress, as scary as it was. It's either go do a scary thing and take a new leap of faith, or continue down the status quo. And I chose the former. And I think I'd do it again. If you were to ask me, if you were to put me in that situation again. I had some really good moments with that person. But about 2 years into that relationship, I felt something shift. There was a slow drift. If you've been in a relationship, oh, well, there goes that. Yeah. Buddy pulled out the ultimatum, which is basically like a pocket bomb that you can pull off your hip and just say, nope, everything in that area, that general area is gone. So, little team kill here, really setting us back. Now my gear is gone, there's Bile Titans and Impalers on the field. No more lumberer, obviously, so I'm kind of getting my bearings here, seeing what we can do to try and, one, get back to my stuff, and two, get the backpack that's the side objective here, but it's going to be hard-pressed to get in there. We're running low on strafing runs to be able to clear out some of the chaff. The guy who team killed us either lagged out or left, so we're down a man now. So things are not looking great. We're dealing with a hunter swarm, a bug breach, and these guys that are cracked out of their minds, so I'm just trying to get any sort of distance. So I'm throwing gas grenades right at my feet, hoping that I can get some sort of breathing room. And it is just not happening. They run way too fast. Frantically trying to get, throwing the kitchen sink at it. We got 3 Bile Titans, 18,000 hunters. Oh no, oh no. Hopefully democracy protects us here. Running to my buddy to see if he can clear out some of them. Eat it. Ugh. Yep. I mean, look at you. Look at that. That's just so many things. So, just kind of goes to show you have, you know, maybe with the minigun I would have been able to hold off some of them. It's hard to play What If History, but the minigun certainly would have helped in that situation. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Bile Titans there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, at least 5. Maybe a 6th one hooging around somewhere. What do you do with that except run? That's when it really sunk in for my buddy and I that we need to change our tactics. We need to focus on the objective. We're bleeding through lives. I'm trying to get some samples, picking up anything I can to get back on our feet here. At least get the samples out of harm's way. And I have maybe 2 or 3 Bile Titans trying to crawl up my caboose, see if we can buy ourselves a little breathing room. Unfortunately, the strafing run isn't going to do much against these Bile Titans, but yeah, let's see what we can do. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, there's a lot of Bile Titans. So this is at this point when my buddy and I are like, yeah, just let's hammer the objective. Hit and run tactics from here on out until we can get some anti-tank back. So where was I? I was going to talk about my relationship. So about 2 years into that relationship, yeah, probably about 2 years in. If you've been in a long distance relationship, democracy protects. Love to have that. And you start feeling your partner drift apart. You kind of know what I'm talking about. That slow drift, the distance, the rift. That feeling that no matter how much you try, you were just losing ground. Kind of like this, you know. I had moved out of state, I had taken a risk. I was very hard pressed to find work. And in my line of work, I always used to say, looking for work is the hardest job you're ever going to have. And boy, is that true. It's so incredibly challenging at times because I tied so much of my self-worth to how much I could bring to the table. I never wanted to feel like a burden, and I just wanted to do my part to help. And it just got so hard, and the vicious spiral downward of not finding work for so long and applying and basically being told that you're not good enough with silence, right? You go and apply for work and you don't hear anything back. Basically, you're being told, hey, no, there's someone better than you. And eventually, you get that enough, you start believing it. And so I was in a pretty deep depression there. I didn't, bless her heart, she tried her best to be there for me, to support me. She didn't know what I needed. I couldn't communicate it. I was feeling so low on myself, so bad about myself that it was hard for me to even communicate what I needed. I don't think I even knew what I needed at the time. And so there was a distance that happened because of my depression, and that was tough. Long story short, I couldn't find work. I felt worthless, and I lost a lot of self-respect for myself. lost self-respect for myself. I lost respect for myself. And in turn, I lost her respect. And there was a moment of weakness on her end, and infidelity happened. She cheated on me with a coworker. And I felt it coming. I tried to be the person that she needed. I really did. I changed, I adapted, I flexed all of my boundaries. Every boundary I had, just to try and keep things together. Just like this, I'm trying to do everything I can to stop being on the back foot here, just to get through the objective, and it is hard pressed at every turn. You don't necessarily feel like you're in control of the situation at any point in this mission moving forward. Another bug breach here. So the thing is she always came back apologetically. She always said, "I'm sorry this happened, it was a mistake, I didn't want this to happen." But there was always a caveat, unfortunately. She always used to say, after any time anything like this would happen, she would say, "I told you this would happen if you didn't let me have my way." You know? Well, I mean, she said it in a little bit nicer of a way, but not much nicer, unfortunately. And boy, does that really do some damage on your self-esteem, especially if you're already dealing with depression. So, didn't really realize that until I got my ass into therapy and out of that relationship. So, that was tough. Absolutely brutal. So, when that teammate put his ultimatum down and blew us both up, when the mission shifted to where we're on our back foot just trying to complete objectives, is a parallel to life. There was one line I knew I couldn't cross without losing who I was entirely. There was one boundary that I never broke. I always knew that I couldn't. I didn't have it in me. I wasn't strong enough. I mean, it's not about strength. It's just about who we are as people. But her and I kept kicking the can down the road, both of us. Yeah, there was another death. And the second lumberer didn't even have a chance to shine. So here we are without anti-tank again for another 10 minutes, however long the respawn time is on this thing. But anyway, her and I kept kicking the can down the road, knowing that one day we'd have to face the reality that we couldn't be what the other person needed. I think we both believed in the potential that we had to be perfect for each other. And in so many ways, we were perfect for each other. I mean, there are days where I still miss some of the old life. I know it's for the best, but there were a lot of good memories there, on top of the really not so good ones. But at the end of the day, we couldn't be what we needed in each other. At least not then, not now. And I got wiggled down. She wiggled me down. Not maliciously, but I was eroded to a shell of a person that I once was. And I knew deep down, without admitting it, that that shell would never be enough. Not for her, and not for me. That's what years of the wrong loadout looks like. That's what this is a metaphor for. You know, you show up every day with everything that you have, and it still isn't enough. Not because you're not enough. I have so many hours in this game. I know exactly what I could do, what I need to do to be as successful as possible. But bringing the wrong tools to a mission, bringing the wrong tools to a relationship, sometimes it's just not enough, no matter how hard you try. And it's not because we're not enough. It's just the wrong tools got brought in. I didn't have the tools I needed to communicate what I needed in the relationship. Probably vice versa. We were so afraid to let go It was that fear that here is someone that should be perfect for me on paper. And we work so well together in 90% of all the other ways. And it still wasn't enough. So here we are, two Helldivers, me and my buddy, sprinting from objective to objective on our back foot the entire time, trying to just get through this mission so that we can learn, adapt, improvise, redeem ourselves on the next one, redeem ourselves for Super Earth, right? We didn't have any anti-tank on this mission. I think that's why there were 6 Bile Titans on the field. We didn't have any way of countering these Bile Titans in the amount of time that they were popping up on us. Sometimes the mission just stacks the odds completely against you. I mean, yeah, we didn't bring enough anti-tank, but it was going to be a hard mission. I probably would have been out of recoilless rifle 3 or 4 times by now from the amount of Bile Titans that I would have had to take down. And then with all the chaff, all the hunters, all the little bugs that can rush up at you, I probably would have been overrun that way too. So what do we do with someone who has all the experience that I have, all the experience that my friend has, all the hard battles that this dude and I have been through together? We had to change tactics, as Bear Grylls would say, improvise, adapt, and overcome, right? Well, he'd also drink his own urine, but hope that guy's doing all right. So I want to talk about this. Here's what nobody tells you about losing. Losing is the most honest thing that can happen to you. Think about that. Let it sink in for a second. The victories are easy to understand. You brought the right tools. You brought the right tactics. Democracy delivered. Just like in life. There's a victory that you celebrate. You knew what you needed to do. You communicated how you needed to communicate to get through a situation. And you make it through. Sometimes you don't. It's the losses. The losses give you something that the victories never can. They show you exactly who you are when you have nothing left. We knew that we were losing this battle here. We were making slow progress, very slow progress. Reinforcements were running low. We hadn't even completed the main objective yet. So, my buddy and I here, we kept trying to change tactics, trying to just do hit and run maneuvers, trying to complete the objective as we were running for our lives. Hit the target, move, stay alive, rinse, repeat. Hopefully don't die in the process.
I got the terminal.
And we didn't change these tactics because we thought we were going to win. We changed our tactics because the mission still mattered. We needed to get through it so that we can learn from it and go to the next mission. It still mattered, even when we knew we probably weren't going to get out of this one. I think we both knew that we could get the job done. It wasn't going to be pretty, it wasn't going to be clean, but I think we knew that we could get the job done. Getting out of here, though, that was going to be a different story. In my other YouTube video, I talked about my mom as well. I talked about what it took for her to walk into a room full of strangers and say that I need help. I think that's the bravest thing I've ever seen anyone do, is being able to face down all of their past. All of the things that made them who they are up until that moment. And they said, no, I'm not going to do that anymore. I need to be something different. I want to be something different. I think that takes so much courage. And I think about myself, sitting alone in a condo full of memories.
Engaging
Memories
terminal.
that once brought me so much happiness that now brought me a whole heckin' lot of despair. I remember my friend texting me the day that my ex broke up with
Dropping a
me,
pin. Northwest.
and he said, "Hey, how we doing? Let's how about we go get some Taco Bell, man? Let's feed the feelings here." I was like, you know, my instinct was to turtle up. The world had been so hard to me externally. Here was this rock of stability that I counted on for 9 years, a person that I depended on for safety and stability, that I didn't have for most of my life, and that honestly I still didn't even have in that relationship. But I got used to the scraps. I got used to just, we get used to what we do have access to, because it's so hard for us to try and find anything more at times. Maybe it's depression and we don't think we deserve better, you know? But I thought about myself and my friend texting me overriding my instinct to turtle up and run away and avoid, to say that I can handle this by myself. I realized in that moment I couldn't, and I also realized that I had people that that cared about me, that didn't want me to disappear, that didn't want me to retreat. So he said, let's get some Taco Bell, and I was faced with the choice. Either do what I did before, run away, turtle up, try and handle it myself, or I lean on my support system, because sometimes that's what they're there for. So I got some Taco Bell with my friend, and that choice was a butterfly effect, a cascading series of events that helped me get to where I am now. Having the confidence to put my voice on the internet and see what comes back. And some of the comments from my first video were so freaking wholesome. I can't thank those commenters enough. That really did mean the world to me. And if you all are out there watching this video, thank you. That really did mean so incredibly much. You know, these videos, I'm still learning all this stuff, and it takes a lot of time for me to put these videos together and think about what I want to talk about for 30 minutes, you know? And so I just want to say thank you to all the people that commented with all the love in the comments. That was amazing. It really did. It's exactly what I needed in the moment. And it gives me the validation and the courage to keep moving forward, to keep doing this, to keep making videos, even if it's for the 5 people that watch this initially. Hopefully there's more, but for those 5 people that watch it beginning to end, I do want to say thank you. And I will keep doing it. As long as I get one comment that says, hey, keep doing what you're doing, or that helped, I'm going to keep doing it. Because that mission matters to me. I'm tired of the negativity that's in the world. I'm not going to get rid of all of it. That's impossible. But I can make my slice of the world a little bit better of a place. And I know I have some positive things to say that can help other people in their journey. So I'm going to keep doing it. Because that matters to me. Failure is just a matter of perspective. It's what we do with the failing that turns it into something else, right? Every loss I've carried, my dad leaving, my mom's addiction, 9 years that ended in betrayal. I could have let any one of those define me. I could have let them shape me or corrupt me. And I didn't. I carried that weight. But I am not letting it weigh me down anymore. That's the difference. That's learning from the failures. The scars, the damage, the failed missions, they're not the end of the story. They're the material that we build from. The common theme in everything I make is that the damage is what makes it real. The failures are a part of that. It's part of the story. A hard part, but the hard things are usually the things most worth it. And here we finally have an operational lumberer for more than 5 seconds. And, you know, we're just going to plug away at these Bile Titans. We're going to start cooking some bugs because, damn, we need to cook some bugs today. I love the smell of burning bugs, man. So we're just going to get them extra crispy. We're going to take down some Bile Titans. And we're going to turn the tide here. Finally, I have the right tool at the right moment. After nearly half an hour of fighting with nothing. Sometimes that's all it takes. One thing going right, after everything going wrong. A text from a friend, a session with the therapist, even a quiet moment alone, where the voice of doubt finally goes silent enough for you to hear yourself, your true self. One thing going right. The job's done now. We have hope that we can go home. All we have to do is go home. But there's one little nest up to the side here. Of course I'm going to clear it. I mean, come on. I'm not going to let the job go all unfinished. Sure, the job's done, but the side objectives. And, you know, I'm in a lumberer. I could take this out real quick. Boop. There's another one. There's the last one. Look at this. Right tool for the job. Bile Titan's got nothing, dude. Sit down. Sit down. So here we are pushing for extraction, finally. The bugs are gonna swarm us real bad. I wanted to make sure that people that are, you know, here's another bug breach right here. But it's happening far away from extract, so hopefully that means that maybe we'll have a clear extraction. So I'm gonna make a push here. I'm gonna make sure that the team has enough backup, kind of drawing all the fire to make sure that, flamethrower. I'll show myself out in a few minutes. So we're gonna back up our friend here, make sure they're able to get safe. I still have fairly decent amount of anti-tank cannon here. Flamethrower is running a little low. So reinforcements are running dangerously low. Pushing for extraction. Gonna take some shots at very far off Bile Titan. Use the last little bit of our flame fuel. There goes another Bile Titan. That does feel good, hitting those guys across the map. Okay. Get the Spore Charger out of here. They're gonna hopefully get some super credits in that friendship bunker. We're gonna burn the last of our flame ammo. We got 10 seconds left for extract. Hey, maybe. We'll see here. Take another Bile Titan. Alright. Shuggle's coming.
This is Pelican 1. I have visual on the extraction zone.
Take a few more snipes at these Bile Titans. Alright. Come on. There goes that one. Not gonna have enough to take out this one. It's alright. I've done all I can. Done all I can in the lumberer. So now we're literally just gonna use this lumberer as a shield to stop from the hunters completely pecking at us. Gonna let them have that. Make sure to scuttle our equipment. So here we are. We're at extraction. All we need to do is just get on the ship and leave. And there's a bug breach on extraction. Reinforcements are pretty much gone. And we're gonna try and get in there. See what happens. There's a lot of Bile Titans, a lot of warriors, a lot of hunters. Stims are running low. It's not looking good. Come on, just gonna push in there. Oof. Another hit. And I think I'm just gonna try and stim and run for it. Oh, there goes my buddy. Oh no. Reinforcements are gone. I'm not gonna make it. Gonna try. Nope. Nope. We're done. We're done. No way. There it is. The beginning of the end. So here I go down. Alright. Last man standing. Let's see if he can do it. Come on. Maybe he can loop around. We'll see. He's got the cremator, big old flamethrower. Alright, come on, get out of there. Keep running. There's some bugs phasing through the wall. Ew! Nice dodge. Come on. Oh no, hunters. Man. Come on. Alright, maybe he's gonna walk to try and de-aggro him. Just give him, take a lap. Oh, come on. Ooh. Oh, he's hemorrhaging.
I'm bleeding out!
That is unfortunate. But the job is done. No survivors, but we completed all the objectives. Mission done. That's the part that nobody puts in the highlight reel. The missions where you do everything that was asked of you, completed every objective, gave everything you had, and you still didn't make it home. 9 years I put in. Every objective completed, every sacrifice made, every boundary flexed, except the one that mattered. Didn't make it home, but the job's done. I came out of it knowing exactly who I am, what I'm made of, and what I will and won't compromise on now. And that is worth a heck of a lot. Probably, absolutely worth 9 years. I came out of it having my own back. Came out of it knowing that next time, bring a recoilless rifle on bug missions. And I learned that I'm still here, still standing, still learning, still forging. The world is so full of darkness, negativity, hate, malice, but it's also full of the opposite of all those things. Love, hope, people who refuse to let the darkness win. If you're going through something right now, I hope this helped, even a little. If you're not, I hope it reminded you of your own journey, of everything you survived, and of how far you've come. This little slice of the internet I'm carving out here, one person, 30-ish minutes, a bug planet, and everything it taught me. I hope it shines a little bit of liberty's light into whatever darkness you might be carrying with you today. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. If this resonated at all with you, toss a subscribe my way. I would greatly appreciate it. And it's going to keep me going forward. There's going to be a lot more coming. And if you're a hell diver, I'll see you on the next dive.